show. But can you believe I get paid for doing this? Welcome to the second day of the Dubai Airshow. And today we're going to be looking at training. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to go around again.
Well, thank you, Alan. Good to see you having fun. Well, what has made the news headlines today? Yesterday, you told us about a new aircraft being unveiled, and our GCC editor, Jill Stockbridge, went to find out about it.
Pilatus has today unveiled its PC-7 MKX basic trainer. It looks very similar to the PC-7 MK2 on which the frame and fuselage are based, but the X factor comes from what's inside. As CEO Marcus Bucher will explain.
What the PC-7 is going to provide is a new avionics suite, a completely new avionics suite for a basic and elementary trainer aircraft. So we want our Air Force students who didn't have any experience in flying to feel comfortable in a cockpit where they can start to be learning how to fly an aeroplane.
Now, over to the world of training. Oxford Saudia Flight Academy has signed a deal with Maitland 175 and GTA Outreach Educational Resources to train the first non-national pilots in the kingdom, with 1,000 Chinese students arriving over 5 years.
No, we've had a lot of the local banks supporting us, and it's been extraordinary to have them here. We've had a signing with Alpha Aviation for pilot training for Arabia, so that's been exciting as well. And then we just signed a contract for over 1,000 Chinese students to come train at our school. So again, a big win for us so far at the show.
In the defence field, CAE is convinced that training solutions for this region will focus in on digital and synthetic training solutions.
What's happening in the Middle East with less land space and a very complex geopolitical environment, it's much more difficult to do live training exercises. So our approach to digitalization, our approach to synthetic training, we believe will be of much more interest here in the Middle East than it is in many other parts of the world. As we all know, cargo is booming worldwide, and the cargo news stacked up today. DHL has placed an order for 9 more 767-300 Boeing converted freighters. Emirates has signed up for the Israeli Aerospace Industries Boeing 777-300 ER freighter conversion program. Embraer too is getting in on the Cargo Act as it looks at a potential freight conversion program for its Ejets. And it's not all about large aircraft. Zipline, who have made a major impact on deliveries of medicines and blood supply in Africa, are looking for freight opportunities in the Middle East.
I think we're really excited about the dynamism and investment that the Middle East shows for all sorts of logistics needs, whether that's compounds or government services. We believe there's a massive opportunity to serve the needs of society, as well as create a more sustainable, broader future for transportation.
So fascinating. Freight, cargo, so important, exactly as you predicted, Rob, when we did the preview program at the start of the week. So it's quite interesting. Embraer with building a freighter. What's your view?
Yeah, we thought it was going to make a role for sure. I didn't quite see it coming on the Ejets or the Embraers, but it does make sense given the combination of the boom in e-commerce, given the aging of the Avro RJ freighters and the DC-9s. So it's interesting to see Embraer make a move into this sort of mid-market space above the ATRs and below the older 737 classic freighters.
So what's really interesting as well is that Zipline thing with the idea of the unmanned, the UAVs bringing freight into closer areas, rural areas. Is it going to work in the Middle East?
I think definitely in certain areas, at least in Dubai where I live, we've seen sort of the evolution of, Deliveroo and these rapid delivery companies, Noon, and obviously human capital is expensive, so you can see this easily transitioning over to UAVs.
Rob Watts, thank you very, very much. Well, that brings us to the end of the program today. And tomorrow, we're going to be talking about helicopters. But before we go, we've got some breaking news on that front. I'm joined now by Nuno Pereira, the CEO of Best Fly. And tomorrow, you're going to be making another great announcement. Nuno, come on, tell us what you're doing this time.
We just bought 4 AW169s.
And what are they going to be used for? Where are you going to be using them?
In Angola, just to expand our oil and gas business support for our existing customers of the oil and gas. So basically they will be flying offshore to do crew change, medevac support for the Angolan oil industry.
And just to say, Best Fly, you've been growing so rapidly. We've seen several signings already this week. So where do you see the company going as an airline and as an operator?
As Alcinda always says, sky is not the limit. Sky is where we work. So who knows?
Nuno, fantastic. Look forward to seeing that happening tomorrow. You can see that again, of course, when you watch the program tomorrow. So join us again. Until then, goodbye.